Potentially they're going to be violent, or potentially they could be aggressive, all right? So this is where we feel the need to just step up our personal security a little bit more and start to monitor the situation. It isn't about pushing the guy away, it isn't about sticking our hands out really high and looking really, like Frankenstein's monster. It's still meant to be relaxed, but it's meant to be a position now where we're starting to manage the situation. So controlling fences, your hands are raised a little bit more, still very submissive, just chatting away, still talking hands, but you're keeping your hands now a little bit more in front of you so that you've got a physical barrier between you. But the real key for doing this is it switches on up here to say, time to step up a little bit, this guy might be violent, I don't know. I used to get this a lot working security in the evenings when I'd go around the shopping centres or go around the town. In the daytime, people would come up to me and go, oh, you're Al, you work at so-and-so, you work at Scholars or whatever the club was. And if I couldn't remember them, which I was rubbish at remembering faces, if I couldn't remember them, I didn't know if they were angry or pleased to see me. You're Al that works at Scholars, you threw me out last night, or you're Al, oh, you let me in with my mates, And because I don't know which way this conversation could go, I'm not going to hit him straight away because he might be a friend, but equally I'm not going to be in a position that makes me vulnerable and a little bit, kind of open to threat. So controlling fence comes up, we start to touch, we start to be tactile, we start to just keep a bit of a space. I like to obviously I'm right-handed, so boxer, I like to have my right foot back so I can get my big right hand shot in. So when I'm chatting, I'll try and engineer a little right stance, even if it's just that much. I'll try and get a tiny stance in there because that feels a bit more comfortable for me. But we're going to look today at drilling punches and attacks from all different positions so that we're completely, we've got a bit of versatility. You should be able to launch a punch from any angle, really. But I would engineer and I would chat and go, oh yeah, Scholars, I was there last night, and so all of a sudden I've put a little stance in here, my hands are in front, I'm doing things to try and distract his attention, oh yeah, Scholars, yeah. And just keeping him busy, psychologically keeping him busy. I'm trying to interrupt his game plan, because his game plan might have been to have walked around town saying, oh, there's that doorman that threw me out last night, right, I'll have it, right, what I'm going to do, I'll ask him the time, I'll ask him if he's at the club and I'll whack him. So, oh, you're out from Scholars, and they have a little game plan. And the moment you interrupt that game plan with something, a question or some kind of action, suddenly that game plan goes out the window. It gives you a chance to take control of the situation. That's what's called the controlling fence. It's about you taking charge of this conversation, this interaction. Even if it only buys you an extra second to get your shot in, it's about taking charge. Not playing their game or playing along with their plan. It's using their plan. That's the controlling fence. It's stepping up your security a little bit, putting your hands in front of you a little bit more, nothing threatening, nothing aggressive, just natural. Your fence should be hidden. He shouldn't realise I'm doing anything with my hands other than just chatting away and moving my arms about. He shouldn't be aware that I'm doing anything to stop him getting close to me in a conscious way. Subconsciously, he'll feel that there's something a bit closer, so that'll make him think he's actually nearer to me than he is, because he'll feel that it's close to my hand. But consciously, he won't pick up anything, and that's the point. The moment I do anything that makes a fence look unnatural, and walking around with my stiff arms out here, it defeats the object. It completely defeats the object. It goes beyond what it should be. The whole point of the fence is this is meant to be very subtle, almost invisible to him, so that I can use it to my advantage. If I'm going to do that, and he knows that that's a way of me maintaining my space, I may as well do that, because that's far more effective for me. That's far safer to have hands here than they are out there. So the fence is meant to be invisible, it's meant to be keeping it kind of very subtle. So controlling fence is about me up here saying time to take charge, play my game, and it's about managing this space a little bit more. We get into